We're connecting with doctors. We're connecting with community experts. We're connecting with you. This is Connect by 3 News.
And hello again, everybody. Welcome to 3 News Connects. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you're having a terrific Thursday so far. I'm Jay Crawford. We start each day at noon with the top headlines concerning the coronavirus fight. And first up, we have the latest job numbers. And once again, they are very disappointing. Across the United States, an additional 3.8 million people applied for unemployment benefits since last week. That means in the 6 weeks since the coronavirus outbreak began, more than 30 million Americans have filed unemployment claims. That is more people than live in the New York and Chicago metropolitan areas combined. Here in Ohio, disappointing numbers as well. Nearly 93,000 workers filed for unemployment last week. Ohio has now distributed more than $1.4 billion in unemployment compensation. And the White House social distancing guidelines expire today, and President Trump says he does not plan to extend them on a nationwide basis. Instead, he wants each state's governor to set their own guidelines. And more clarifications today coming from the governor and other state leaders as we enter into the next phase of reopening Ohio. There's been yet another update on who must wear a mask and who is only recommended to wear one out in public. Laura Queso explains.
Don your mask, don your cape.
Because state leaders say face coverings will be around for a while. And now another clarification through some flip-flop about who needs to wear these. Masks are recommended, but there's no statewide mandate. However, the lieutenant governor announced all employees at Ohio businesses are required to wear a face covering while on the job. But with anything, there are exceptions. That includes an employee in a particular position prohibited by a law or regulation, if it's against best practices, if face coverings violate safety, or if an employee is sitting alone.
We want you to comply because you care about each other. And as a practical matter, the faster we get through this, the faster we get on to phase 2 and phase 3.
If you're a customer in an Ohio business, you aren't required to wear a face covering, but Dr. Amy Acton says you should.
When I see you wearing this, I know you're really not doing this for you. You're doing it for me. You might be doing it for my child who's immunocompromised. You might be doing it for my parent.
She says this is about a behavior change.
It might be like wearing a seatbelt. We know some people don't wear their seatbelts. But if most people do, many lives will be saved. I see it this way. This is the beginning of that social contract with each other.
When asked about safety concerns after a rescinded mask mandate, the governor said this.
Businesses today will be safer from any kind of infectious disease than they've ever been before. There are protocols in place as we move back towards opening everything up that have never been in place in the history of this country.
Meanwhile, the governor did say that individual Ohio businesses can require their customers wear face coverings. Laura Queso, 3 News.
All right, Laura, thank you very much. Meanwhile, a warning this noon. The Cleveland Better Business Bureau is warning us to watch out for online scams when it comes to purchasing face masks. This happened to a Maple Heights resident when a woman was ordering masks online but never received them. Here's some tips from the Better Business Bureau to consider when you're looking for masks online. Only buy from reputable stores and websites. Check the Better Business Bureau's website for consumer ratings on any retailer. Be suspicious of stock photos of masks. Research the online seller and pay for the masks with a credit card. Well, the most encouraging news yet in the race to develop an effective COVID-19 treatment. An experimental drug has cut recovery times for extremely sick patients and is now the first FDA-approved medication to treat the virus, and that is certainly big news. The drug is called remdesivir. Studies have shown that it can cut recovery time in the hospital on average from 15 days down to 11 days. The government-sponsored trial of the drug seems to be an early success, which helped fast-track this FDA approval. But here in Northeast Ohio, University Hospitals was part of a separate trial where 53 of its patients were treated with the same drug, remdesivir. We talked to Dr. Daniel Simon, who said while this drug is not a cure-all, it is a game changer.
It's not a magic bullet. It's not going to cure everybody who has the disease, but it's going to change the landscape that we have something that we can have for active treatment. It's going to be an antiviral therapy coupled with a vaccine that's ultimately going to solve this pandemic.
Nonetheless, a very important first step. Remdesivir was originally developed to fight other strains of coronavirus. Dr. Simon wants to stress that this is not available in a pill form. It's only an IV treatment that has to be administered in a hospital setting. Another benefit, it's a promising sign too, it has been shown to cut mortality rates. New information at Ohio nursing homes. We've learned that roughly half of the 276 nursing home patient deaths have been in Northeast Ohio, and they've happened within the last 2 weeks. 3 News Investigates has been working very hard to report the most accurate information, but up until yesterday, the state either couldn't or wouldn't release the numbers. Now, Communicare, which owns 13 nursing homes in Northeast Ohio, plans to test everyone in its facilities.
We made the decision to do this testing so that we can get a handle on the number of cases and the best course of treating it, so we can provide the best level of care we can for our patients.
They have already started that process by testing every patient and staff member at the Colony Healthcare Center that's located in Talmadge. Good news in Akron this noon, where 135 workers will be heading back to work. This will happen on Monday. You may remember the city furloughed about 500 of its employees, all considered non-essential, back in mid-March. Most of the returning workers are in code enforcement, street maintenance, and utilities, billing, and recovery efforts. All employees will wear face masks in public. Over 300 other employees will remain on temporary leave. And Akron hospitals received some help from their frontline coworkers yesterday, Because of a partnership with the University of Akron, the city and the company Lighter Than Air, healthcare workers got a shipment of more than 4,000 face shields. They used the 3D printer technology that we've seen so much about over the last couple of months to create these shields. The partnership is creating about 2,000 masks and shields, in a single day. Well, we want to keep you up to date with all the latest facts and information on the coronavirus, and as we've learned, this information changes rapidly. If you want to get the very latest and get a direct link right to your phone, all you have to do is text the word FACTS, F-A-C-T-S, to 216-344-3300. Again, that's a text, not a phone call. 3 News Connect taking a quick break. We are coming right back. Connect. As you know, some businesses will be opening again very soon, but there's still no timeline for restaurants as to when they will welcome back dine-in customers. The Ohio Restaurant Association is pushing for May 15th. So far, over 300,000 employees have been laid off, and about half of the state's restaurants closed when Ohio's stay-at-home order went into effect. We talked to owner and chef Zach Brule about the plans he has when he finally does reopen.
I would like to have testing in place so that I can test my employees and know that they're safe and that we're not putting customers at risk. But I also want to know that the customers aren't putting us at risk.
Zach runs 6 restaurants and had to lay off most of his 350 employees. He is hoping to bring all of them back. We're highlighting community heroes during this very difficult time. And today, we feature a new restaurant doing what it can to survive this coronavirus pandemic. But while doing that, they're also helping to feed those first responders who are saving lives. Lindsey Buckingham shows us their labor of love.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. What do we have?
These home-cooked meals, made from admiration for our men and women on the front lines.
White bean kale ham soup with roasted tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
A labor of love from the team at Salted Dough, a brand new restaurant specializing in pizzas and gourmet dishes. Their doors opened on January 28th. Less than 2 months later, COVID-19, forcing a different plan.
It's putting other people's needs in front of yours. You know, we are surviving, we're barely making ends meet, but it's the bigger picture.
They're still swamped with carryout orders to loyal customers. Now, equally busy with this.
Oh my goodness. So we have kale and fire roasted tomatoes.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. That sounds awesome.
You know, if you had like 9/11 or during wartime, people want to support those people. Same thing now. EMS, the police, the hospitals, everybody, they are the front line in this war against the big virus.
Every week, a different drop to first responders.
I can smell it already. It smells delicious. Right?
Healthcare workers putting their lives on the line, and police and fire departments serving their communities.
Well, at a job like this, nobody calls you to tell you they're having a great day. I mean, you just get the calls when somebody's having a bad day. Set it on the tables in there. All right.
That's why, to them, a warm meal goes a long way.
You know, to have somebody come in and say, hey, you know, we appreciate what you're doing. I mean, it means a lot. It really does.
They still have to run a business, and it's very grateful that they're going above and beyond.
In a time when this new business should be thinking of how to stay afloat,
thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
They're only thinking of the heroes who have it harder and which ones to feed next.
You know, I've been doing this for, I think 47 days straight, and it doesn't even compare to what they do. That's the least that we can do, just to help them out, give them some food. Hey guys, great job. Thank you so much.
Lindsey Buckingham, 3 News.
Lindsey, thank you very much. We want to see your heroes. Send a photo and a brief description of your nominee. Text it to 216-344-3300. We want to share as many of these hero stories as we can. The weekend is in sight, but will the weather cooperate? I certainly hope so. Let's get a check on your forecast now with Holly Strano. Holly?
Thanks, Jay. And as we do look ahead through the rest of this Thursday afternoon, last day of the month, it is April the 30th, Thursday, and it's been these on and off rain showers. On our National Design Mart forecast here, this is the picture at 2 o'clock today. Scattered showers popping up. They will be scattered, so you know what? You keep the umbrella handy, you keep that raincoat or windbreaker close by, because it's also trending cool today with temperatures more or less steady in the 50s, 65 and normal high. We're not getting there today. As we get into the evening, it's a little more spotty as far as shower coverage, and that'll apply to the overnight hours as well. But we are going to have some leftover light rain showers, sprinkles into your Friday, May 1st. And this is the view at 6 a.m. We're in the 40s. Showers showing up in spots. We'll continue to see some on and off rain, especially through the first part of tomorrow. Be patient. It will be a gradual clearing trend later tomorrow, towards dinner, to be quite honest. And by 5 o'clock, it looks like we really start to see that. Again, we'll be on the cooler side with highs in the 50s. But notice as we get into tomorrow evening, it is clear as clear can be. And that is going to set the table for Saturday. And it's going to be pretty fabulous. Saturday morning is looking beautifully bright as that sun comes up, and wait to see the rest of it in your 7-day forecast. 65 again, as I mentioned, is the normal high for today. We will hit 58. So definitely a bit of a struggle. Nowhere near extremes today. Record high is 88. Record low is 28 for this very day. So as we get a look at the forecast, we'll go with rainy at times. Definitely cooler today compared to the last couple, with those 50s being steady. Scattered showers continue. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. We've got more scattered showers, especially the first part of tomorrow. Otherwise, we continue with highs only in the 50s for your first day of May. I can't believe we're talking about the first weekend of May. It's kind of like April's gone really fast and really slow all at the same time. And it's looking like it's going to be a really nice start to the month for sure. Saturday's the day, I'm telling you. Upper 60s to near 70, partly sunny skies, 70 Sunday. Some rain chances, but also plenty of dry spots in there too. And then behind that next front, we'll cool it off again next week.
I love that weekend forecast. Holly, thank you very much. Infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci is not very optimistic about the return of sports this year. In an interview with the New York Times, Fauci said, if safety cannot be guaranteed, then we may have to, quote, bite the bullet and say we may have to go without this sport for this season, end quote. He says the key variable will be if the U.S. medical industry can get broad access to testing with quick results. When it comes to the Indians, games missed due to coronavirus, the team is giving fans options when it comes to their tickets. The Indians said fans can either get a full refund for those March and April tickets or a flexible bonus credit. This is interesting. That credit will give the ticket holder credit for the ticket plus a 10% bonus credit towards 2020 or 2021 games. Still to come, a community effort to help high school seniors. How you can help brighten the day of local students missing out on some major milestones. 3 News Connect coming right back. Welcome back to 3 News Connect. Governor Mike DeWine yesterday issued guidance for high school graduations. He's recommending 3 options for schools. The first is virtual ceremonies. The second, drive-in ceremonies, where students drive to a designated location at a certain time to pick up their diplomas. Or schools can host individual events with 10 or less people who are socially distancing. School districts will have to work with their local health departments. This is an interesting story. High school seniors are getting some big name support from LeBron James. His foundation will be holding a 1-hour TV special called Graduate Together. It's essentially a national virtual graduation celebration. There'll be celebrity performances along with messages from students and teachers. LeBron says this will be a moment to come together, and everyone will be virtually united on Saturday, May 16th, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It will air on all major networks as well as online. Good for you, LeBron. Since schools all over Ohio and beyond are missing out on classes, dances, sports, and graduations, some local communities have taken action to try and help. Will Ewick has the story on adopting a senior from North Royalton.
I mean, I wanted a prom and a commencement all through high school. Like, it was a dream, and it just sucks. That's all getting taken away.
North Royalton senior Shannon Hassel is one of many around the country missing out on their last few months of high school.
Everybody knows of the prom and commencement, but there's so many smaller events. Like, we were supposed to have like a clap out. We were supposed to have like the scavenger hunt and a picnic. I didn't even know that I already experienced my last day of high school.
And while those memories missed will never be made, some are trying to pitch in.
The whole idea is just to get students posted and get them sponsored.
And send some encouragement and cheer to students in their community.
Give them a package that makes them feel important the same way they would have felt important during these events that they're missing out on.
Programs like this are happening all over. This one in North Royalton came from Samantha Fazio, one of the owners of Royalton Gifts. She cataloged and put everything they had in the store on a website, then reached out to North Royalton families with 8th graders or seniors missing a graduation for photos or information, and put that on a page and invited volunteers to sponsor and send them little thinking of you packages.
I feel it's a way for our community to come together and do something nice for our students in a time where they're missing out on a lot through all this.
It's a little like music box. It has like a graduation commencement thing on top, and you open it up and it actually plays the graduation song. The commencement song.
The gift baskets are small, filled with things like picture frames, bracelets, candy, but it's not the size of the package, it's the impact.
It's so comforting to know that there is so much love and support in the community.
And these seniors are overwhelmed with gratitude.
I'm going through a wave of emotions and getting something nice. It was just like a nice box of positivity, and it really cheered me up.
It was a really pleasant surprise.
In North Royalton, Will Ewick.
Just put a smile on my face.
3 News.
Will, thank you very much. We want to give a senior shout out right now to Hayden Carter. He's a senior at Perry High School in Massillon. He's a 4-year member of the school's marching band and a member of the school's choir and speech and debate teams. This fall, he plans to attend Bowling Green State University. Wise choice. We want to honor your seniors, so send us pictures. Go to WKYC.com/senior shoutouts. 3 News Connect, coming right back. Welcome back to 3 News Connect. Here are 3 coronavirus headlines that have folks talking this noon. Popular summertime destination Put-in-Bay has a message saying it's unclear when visitors will be allowed to return, but reminding it will be worth the wait. And I, for one, cannot wait. Dogs are being trained to sniff out COVID-19. This story is incredible. The University of Pennsylvania is training 8 scent detection dogs. In 3 weeks, they're going to test these dogs to see if they can actually detect the virus in a lab setting and then in human beings. Recovered COVID-19 patient actor Tom Hanks and his wife, actress Rita Wilson, are giving back. They have both posted to social media about donating plasma for research efforts. Tom even joked, saying he would like to call it the Hanks scene. Get it? Now, a truly heartwarming story of a teen in New Mexico giving everyone a lesson in giving back. This is an amazing story. 17-year-old Sam Neal was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma 2 years ago. When MakeAWish told him they wanted to grant his wish, he said his wish was to give back to all of the healthcare workers who took care of him. So his community rallied and put together more than 200 kits. These kits included things like hand sanitizer, cleaning products, and gift cards to restaurants and grocery stores in the area. Sam's nurse, the inspiration for his wish, talked about how much this means.
The reason I wanted to be a nurse is to do something different for people. And, we go home some days feeling like we didn't make a difference. And for someone to show up on my doorstep months after treatment and say you made a difference and you were the reason that I thought of this, it has touched my heart.
Wow, incredible story. Sam's nurse doing a good job talking about how much this means to her. You know it means even more to Sam, who is currently in remission. Well, that's going to do it. We're out of time for this 3 News Connect, but you can be sure to join us each and every day, including tomorrow at noon. Also, I'm back at 5 o'clock with Betsy Kling and our entire 3 News team with the show we call What's New. Hope you have a great Thursday, and we'll see you soon.